The Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, possesses an abundance of natural resources, making it one of the wealthiest nations on Earth in terms of potential wealth. However, this wealth has often been the source of great conflict and strife. The interplay of domestic aspirations for sovereignty and international interests, particularly those of the United States, has shaped the nation's fate since its independence from Belgium in 1960. We would explore the US involvement in the DRC, beginning with the anti-colonial struggle through the Cold War period and into the modern era of economic exploitation, culminating in recent agreements that offer resource access to foreign players in return for infrastructure development. Belgium's brutal colonial rule in the Congo, characterized by extreme exploitation and brutal treatment, left a legacy of divisiveness and discontent. The rise of Patrice Lumumba as a nationalist leader signaled the Congolese desire for self-determination. Lumumba's overwhelming electoral success in June 1960 and his vision for a unified, independent Congo posed a challenge to Western interests, particularly during the Cold War, when every newly independent state was viewed through the prism of anti-communism. As Lumumba sought to establish closer ties with the Soviet Union, US officials, fearing the spread of communism in Africa, began to plot his downfall. By the fall of 1960, tensions escalated, leading to Lumumba's arrest and ultimately his assassination in January 1961, a plot implicating both the CIA and Belgian officials. This marked the beginning of an extensive relationship between the US and the DRC under Mobutu Sese Seko, who became the dictator. Mobutu's rise to power was backed by Washington, viewing him as a bulwark against communism. The US provided military and economic support, while Mobutu's regime became increasingly corrupt and repressive. During his 32-year reign, Mobutu militarized the state, fostering a culture of patronage and gross economic mismanagement that left the DRC impoverished despite its resource wealth. The end of the Cold War and the eventual collapse of Mobutu's regime led to civil wars and further instability in the DRC, often referred to as Africa's World War. Countries such as Rwanda and Uganda exploited the chaos for access to the DRC's mineral wealth, including coltan and diamonds. The international community, China in particular, increased its presence in the DRC, often prioritizing resource extraction over fostering sustainable development. In light of ongoing instability, the DRC has sought initiatives for foreign investment, entering into controversial agreements for resource access in exchange for infrastructure and security assistance. Recently, the DRC announced plans to grant access to its untapped resources to foreign parties, primarily in exchange for technology and aid in rebuilding its fractured infrastructure. This strategic decision illustrates a desperate bid for development, albeit at the risk of repeating a history of exploitation. The relationship between the US and the DRC is punctuated by betrayal and tragedy, and reflects broader themes of colonialism, neo-colonialism, and the complexities of international politics. The DRC stands at a crossroads, and its future hinges on the delicate balance between fostering foreign investments and ensuring that its rich resources serve the needs of its people rather than foreign interests. So, in the mix of these complexities, why offer this opportunity to the US, not China or Russia? Coming up next.